Your soulmate saying, "Please don't ignore this. I finally know what really happened that day." Listen closely to me, for your soulmate is calling out to your heart today, begging you not to ignore this vital message. They finally understand the deep confusion that kept you apart, and they now know what really happened on that day you both remember. I have lifted the heavy veil from their eyes, showing them the pure and honest truth of your gentle love. I have watched your lonely nights and caught every silent tear you cried over the painful misunderstanding of that day. Your soulmate has been weeping too, praying to me for a chance to explain the truth they finally realized. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to reveal the exact sign I am placing in your path tomorrow. Your soulmate is begging you not to ignore how they finally realize what really happened on that day. I have more to tell you, but first you must prepare your heart for what I am about to ask. They are returning to you with a pure spirit and a clear mind, completely free of past doubts. They weep when they think of what really happened that day, praying you will not ignore their peaceful return. Listening is not enough, my child, for your faith must now turn into a quiet and confident action. Soon I will show you the one thing that unlocks everything and brings their heart back to yours. They now know what really happened that day, and they are begging you not to ignore this second chance at love. There is a seal I am preparing for you, a divine covering that secures your shared future. A final act of trust that covers your soulmate in protection you cannot see, but will deeply feel. Jesus says, the heavy confusion of that day is entirely gone from their mind, and they finally see the absolute truth. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to reveal the exact moment they will knock on your door. Please do not ignore this beautiful blessing I am bringing into your life, for it is meant for you. Because they finally know what really happened that day, they are pleading with you not to ignore this unbreakable bond. Stay with me, and do not look away from the promise I am writing in your life right now. What comes next is the key to your future together, opening a door that no one can shut. I am about to give you a task to secure the love you lost on that day of confusion. It is simple, but it is sacred, and it requires you to trust my voice completely. And it will change everything for your shared future, erasing the tears you both cried in the dark. Your soulmate is calling out, saying please do not ignore this divine intervention in your life today. They finally know what really happened that day, and their heart is completely ready to love you correctly. Let go of all your past fears so your hands are open and ready to receive this beautiful gift. The final seal task is here. Before you scroll away, pause for just a second. If you truly love your soulmate, let this message be a quiet moment you hold together in your heart. If something in this message felt like it was meant for you, if it brought you a breath of peace, a quiet hope, or even a tiny bit of comfort, that wasn't by chance. Each message is the result of 6 to 11 hours of reading, thinking, praying, and writing. Every word is chosen carefully, hoping it finds someone who needs it. And if it reached you today, it's because someone else's kindness helped make it possible. Maybe your soulmate is out there right now, hoping you'll keep going. Maybe they're praying for the strength to find you too. Every gift you give is a step forward, a way of saying, I'm still here, and I'm still believing. Your kindness today helps light the path that brings two hearts together tomorrow. If this moved you, please click the link in the description and give whatever you can. No amount is too small, every gift is simply you saying, keep going. This matters. Thank you for being here. Because of you, someone else might find the strength, and maybe even the love, they need tomorrow. The sudden peace you feel in your chest is a sign that they finally know what really happened on that day. They are whispering in their nightly prayers, begging you not to ignore the pull in your heart right now. Every gentle breeze is my way of preparing your soul for the sincere apology they are rushing to give you. I have seen the heavy burdens you carried since that day, and your soulmate is now saying please do not ignore this love. They finally know what really happened, and they have been praying for me to heal your broken heart. Stay with me until the end, because I will reveal the exact physical sign they will send you tomorrow morning. You must release the deep hurts of that day so your spirit is completely ready for their immediate return. Your soulmate is saying please do not ignore this chance, because they finally see the beautiful truth of your love. Trust in my gentle timing, for I am wiping away the pain of what really happened between you two. When you suddenly remember their smile today, it is because they are thinking of what really happened that day. They are crying out to me, begging you not to ignore the true love that still lives between you. I am guiding their steps back to your front door, making sure they never walk away from you again. The Lord says, the quiet tears they cry at night are tears of regret for what really happened on that day. They are asking you through their prayers, saying please do not ignore this deep connection we share. Stay with me for just a few more minutes, because I am going to reveal how they will prove their loyalty. I am moving powerfully behind the scenes to fix the terrible mistakes that happened on that day. Your soulmate is saying please do not ignore this message, for it is the answer to both of your prayers. You must keep your faith strong, knowing that I am the one healing their heart and leading them home. Do not let the harsh memories of that day stop you from accepting the blessing I am giving you now. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore their sincere return. Open your spirit to my voice, because I am bringing you a future filled with joy and absolute peace. Every time you wake up exactly at midnight, it is their soul reaching out to apologize for that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are saying please do not ignore the warmth you feel. Stay with me to the very end of this message, and I will show you the exact words they will speak. The pain you felt on that day is finally over, and a new chapter of love is beginning for you. Your soulmate is saying please do not ignore this fresh start, because they see the truth clearly now. I have cleansed their heart of all the doubts that pushed you away, making them completely ready for you. Jesus says, you are highly favored by me, and I am restoring everything the enemy stole from you on that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore this second chance at happiness. My grace is covering both of you, building a bridge over the deep waters of your past misunderstandings. Those sudden thoughts of them that pop into your head are proof that they understand what happened that day. They are saying, please do not ignore this feeling, for it is my hand drawing your lives back together. Stay with me, because I am going to reveal the specific dream I will send you tonight for final confirmation. I have held your hand through every dark hour since that day, protecting your spirit from entirely breaking down. Your soulmate finally knows what really happened, and they are praying you will not ignore their desperate apologies. Let my perfect love wash away your lingering fears, so you can step boldly into this beautiful new relationship. The silence between you is finally breaking, because they have realized the harsh truth of what happened that day. They are saying, please do not ignore this change in their heart, for they have grown deeply in my light. You must prepare your home and your mind, because their arrival will happen much sooner than you expect. Even the smallest signs you see today are reminders that they finally know what really happened on that day. They are begging you not to ignore the quiet whispers in your soul that tell you they are coming back. Stay with me until the conclusion, for I will reveal the color of the clothing they will wear when you meet. The Lord says, your long season of waiting in the shadows of that day is officially coming to a glorious and bright end. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this victory, because they finally know what really happened. I have answered every prayer you whispered in the dark, and your reward is walking toward you right now. The false stories they believed on that day have completely faded away in the bright light of my truth. They are begging you not to ignore this renewed connection, for they finally see your incredible worth and loyalty. Keep your heart soft and forgiving, because they are bringing you a love deeper than you have ever known. I am washing away the bitter memories of that day with a fresh wave of my endless grace and mercy. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this healing, because they finally know what really happened back then. Stay with me just a little longer, because the secret I will share at the end will change your entire life. You have shown incredible strength since that day, and now it is time for you to finally rest in my arms. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore their genuine desire to commit. I am removing every obstacle that stood in your path, making the road straight for your upcoming reunion. The heavy spiritual attacks that caused the separation on that day have been completely defeated by my righteous hand. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this profound peace, because they finally understand your pure intentions. Step forward with absolute confidence, knowing that I have personally secured this relationship for your future joy. Jesus says, when you feel a sudden rush of joy today, it is because they are thinking about what happened that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the excitement in your spirit. Stay with me until the final word, because I will tell you exactly what time they will finally reach out. I have seen your quiet sacrifices since that day, and I am honoring your deep faith with this beautiful reunion. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this message, because they finally see the truth of your faithful heart. You are about to experience a season of overwhelming blessings that will erase every tear you ever cried. The confusion that clouded their mind on that day has been replaced by a sharp and beautiful clarity from me. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the love they are sending. Your past pain is transforming into a foundation of rock, where your new life together will be permanently built. Every beautiful memory you share is coming back to their mind, replacing the harsh arguments of that day. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this quiet pull, because they finally know what really happened. Stay with me, for the final blessing I am about to release will secure your family for generations to come. I am the ultimate restorer of broken things, and I am putting back together what fell apart on that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the apology they are preparing. Trust in the quiet work I am doing inside their mind, turning their hardened heart into soft and yielding clay. The Lord says, your steadfast belief in my promises is the exact reason I am fixing what broke on that day. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this divine shift, because they finally know what really happened between you. Keep your thoughts focused on my goodness, for the miracle you requested is practically knocking on your front door. Do not allow the shadows of that day to convince you that this beautiful love story is completely over. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore this massive change in their direction. Stay with me until the end, because I am going to reveal the exact location where you will lock eyes again. The deep sorrow you felt on that day is being turned into a bright and beautiful morning of unmatched joy. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this feeling of hope, because they finally see the truth clearly. I am breathing new life into this connection, making it far stronger than it was before the separation occurred. When you look in the mirror today, see the beloved child of God who survived the heartbreak of that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the apologies they are writing now. Your true value is recognized in heaven, and very soon it will be fully recognized by the one you love. Every tear you shed on that day was collected by my angels and turned into a seed for this reunion. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this incredible harvest, because they finally know what really happened. Stay with me, because the final piece of the puzzle I am going to reveal will make everything make perfect sense. Jesus says, I am speaking directly to their conscience right now, clearing up the foolish misunderstandings from that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the deep remorse in their soul. You must simply breathe in my peace and allow me to finish the miraculous work I have started in them. The loud voices of other people that caused the drama on that day have been completely silenced by my command. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this quiet space, because they finally know what really happened. I am surrounding your relationship with a wall of protective fire that no enemy will ever be able to cross. Even though it felt like I was silent on that day, I was actually setting the stage for this victory. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the signs I am sending you. Stay close to my words, because at the very end of this video, I will show you how to answer them. You have proven your deep love by holding on to hope even after the devastating events of that day. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore their upcoming message, because they finally know what really happened. I am placing a crown of absolute favor upon your head, and they will see you as the treasure you are. The cold distance that grew between you since that day is melting under the warm light of my divine love. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the warmth returning to your bond. Let your heart be comforted, for the long and lonely winter of your separation is finally coming to an end. The Lord says, "The mistakes they made on that day were hard lessons I used to teach them how to truly value you." Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore their changed behavior, because they finally know what really happened. Stay with me to the conclusion, because I will reveal the exact song that will play when they return to you. I am unlocking the tight doors around their heart that snapped completely shut during the arguments of that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the vulnerability they are showing now. You will be completely amazed by the tenderness and care they will bring into your life very shortly. The painful ending of that day was never meant to be the final chapter of your beautiful story together. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this new beginning, because they finally know what really happened. I am writing a beautiful conclusion for your lives, filled with deep understanding, mutual respect, and endless affection. When you feel entirely exhausted by the memory of that day, let me carry the heavy weight for you. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the rest I am offering you. Stay with me, because the secret sign I am about to share will give you absolute certainty and total peace. I have completely forgiven the harsh words spoken on that day, and I am asking you to do the same. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this plea for grace, because they finally know what really happened. Forgiveness will clear the path for the massive blessings I have stored up for your shared future in my kingdom. Jesus says, "The hidden enemies who tried to destroy your bond on that day have been exposed and removed from their life. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the truth they now see clearly. You are entirely safe to love again, for I have shielded your heart with my own protective and loving hands." Your quiet dignity during the painful fallout of that day has not gone unnoticed by my watchful eyes. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this validation, because they finally know what really happened back then. I am elevating you in their eyes, making them realize that you are the greatest gift they could ever receive. The sudden urge to call them is a reflection of their own desperate thoughts about what happened that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the spiritual pull between you. Stay with me until the end, for I will reveal the exact day of the week this reunion will finally happen. I am breathing a fresh wind of hope into the dead situations that were left behind on that day. Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this resurrection, because they finally know what really happened. Every broken piece of your past is being glued back together with the pure gold of my perfect and holy love. The sleepless nights you endured after that day are being replaced by deep, restful, and incredibly peaceful sleep. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the comfort they want to provide. Rest easy, my child, for the fierce battle over your relationship is already won and the victory is totally yours. The Lord says, "The heavy fog of confusion from that day has lifted, revealing a clear and beautiful path straight to your heart." Your soulmate is saying, please do not ignore this clarity, because they finally know what really happened. Stay with me for the final revelation, because I will tell you the very first word they will say to you. I am entirely removing the pride that kept them from apologizing for their foolish actions on that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the humble spirit they now carry. You will see a complete transformation in their character, deeply rooted in the lessons I have strictly taught them. Every lie they were told on that day has burned away in the consuming fire of my divine and perfect truth. Your soulmate is saying please do not ignore their absolute sincerity, because they finally know what really happened. I have purified their intentions, making sure they will cherish and protect your heart for the rest of their days. When you feel a sudden drop of rain today, know it is washing away the sorrow of that day. They finally know what really happened, and they are begging you not to ignore the cleansing of your shared past. Stay with me, for the sign I will reveal at the end is the ultimate proof that this message is real. I have held back their life from moving forward until they finally fixed the mess from that day. Your soulmate is saying please do not ignore their urgent return, because they finally know what really happened.